Well, the rain has begun here this morning at Tinker HQ. I hope that you all are able to stay out of the way of the bomb cyclone. So, there's been a lot of talk about e-bikes, well, for the last, couple of years, but in the last 6 months or so, it's really picked up steam, and I'm kind of two minds on e-bikes. I gotta say I was probably pretty dead set against them when they first came out. I don't know, there was something about them that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I probably had a lot of the same feelings that a lot of people do about them. But then I heard a couple stories about, one in particular about a guy who was very instrumental in his mountain bike community. And he had some health issues stemming from military service, and he was getting up in years like we all are, and he just couldn't, he had a hard time keeping up with the group. And finally he broke down and got an e-bike, and that actually enabled him to continue to ride. Amber and I did a truck travel trip one year, and there was a couple from Connecticut on the trip. He was an avid cyclist, she was not. And this was very early in Trek's kind of foray into pedal assist bikes. And it was a hilly terrain. And they got her what Trek called at the time a Ride Plus bike, I think. And she said if it hadn't been for that bike, there would have been no way she would have been able to ride the mileage and the terrain that was required of taking that trip, and it enabled her to take this trip with her husband, and they had a great time. So yeah, I think that when you start to look at things like that, they tend to make a lot of sense. The bike industry, of course, is going to take it to the nth degree, and now we've got $12,000 pedal assist full suspension bikes, and road racing bikes that are equally priced or close to that pricing. And if you want one of those, go with God, I guess. You're not going to get any judgment from me. But Surly, of all people, I think really hit the nail on the head. And you want to talk about sending shockwaves through the bike business. When the word comes out that Surly, of all people, have done a pedal assist bike, people lost their damn minds. But it's a cargo bike. And yes, it's $5,000. But $5,000 could potentially be a lot less expensive than a second car in the house, especially when you factor in gas and insurance and plating and all that stuff. So the Big Easy is very interesting to me. And I think it potentially could allow some people to utilize their bikes in lieu of an automobile. And, I'm not here to stand on a soapbox and say that, we need to do this and we're going to save this. And I just feel better when I ride my bike. That's the bottom line. And if, a pedal assist motor, if somebody's got a 25 or 30 mile commute and they can ride their bike to work instead of driving, I felt a whole lot better at the end or the beginning of a day when I got to ride my bike. So again, I think Surly finds the center of the bullseye. I don't know if I'm going to have any of these bikes. I don't space is kind of an issue. But yeah, I don't know. I just been thinking about this. I hope that the bike business, the bike industry, and as a whole, doesn't go off the deep end and forget the, kind of the prime or key reasons, at least in my mind, to have these bikes. So I'm rambling now, but I've been thinking about it for a while and just thought I'd share it with you along with a fine cup of Tinker coffee. Have yourselves a great day.